Hi guys, this is Stacy with LoveThatBug.blogspot.com. I am back today with another video using the Cricut Explore machine. Today I want to make a shaped card. Now I normally make all of my shaped cards using the Cricut Gypsy or the Cricut Craft Room, but I want to cut out my card using the Cricut Explore. So to do that, I need to make my card in Cricut Design Space, and I thought I would take you guys along with me, and we're going to do everything together step by step and see if we can create a shaped card. Now I'm already at my computer. I'm going to go to my web browser, and I'm using Google Chrome. I mentioned that before. I think it works, so far for me anyway, the best with Design Space. You want to go to Design Space. I already have mine saved up here, my little bookmark here, so I just one click and go. But you would get there by going to Cricut.com/designspace. Upper left hand corner, that little green button says login. You want to go ahead and click on that and enter in your email and your password. And then hit enter, or you can hit login. Alright, now when we're here, you want to click on the little blue box that says Create New Project. And I'm going to be using an image from the Cricut Cartridge Library. So to access that image, over here on your left-hand side, this little toolbar over here, the gray toolbar, top button, Insert Images, that will take you to all the Cricut cartridges. I'm going to be using the cartridge Create a Critter. So I'm going to go here where it says All Images and scroll down to My Image Sets, then type in Create a Critter. Okay, so the Create a Critter is the first one that comes up, and this is the original Create a Critter. Select that, and all the images from that cartridge will appear. And I'm not going to make the card to make the card. I'm not going to decorate the card. I want to just show you the concept behind making a shaped card. So I'll be using a really simple image, this little present right here. So go ahead and select on that. Make sure the little green check mark is green. Insert Images, and there we have our little present. Now I want to size this. I'm going to go to my edit window, and you would access that by going up here in the upper right hand corner, and that tells you your sizes for your image. And right now it came in at a height of 2.4. I'm going to make this pretty big so we can see. So I'm going to put my height in there at 6 and then hit enter. Alright, so then we can see the card or present is there. Now the first thing I want to do is with this card, I don't want this little white piece to cut out. That little white piece is like a little indentation that's going to cut out on my card. I don't want that to appear there. So I want to hide contour that. And what that means is I want to hide that so it won't cut out. But I cannot hide contour unless I ungroup this image first. So you want to right click on the image, and up top, or depending on where your image is on your mat, you would have group and ungroup. If your ungroup is bold, you want to click on ungroup, and that's going to ungroup these two pieces, and it'll separate that piece from this piece, and that's what I want. Okay. Now for this piece, like I said, there's that white center piece here that's going to cut out. I want to hide that. So now what I can do is I can right click on that image, select Hide Contour. Your screen will go a little bit lighter, and then in this box you want to take your mouse and go over that little white piece. You can kind of see how it highlights there. Click on that, and then off click on your mat someplace else, and then you'll see it takes that image away. Okay, so now that little piece is not there, so it won't cut out. Alright, so what we're going to do, I'm going to close this out, take this piece, I'm going to leave these separated. Okay, so scooch that one over on the side, and this is what our card is going to be. But I need to make a copy of this. Okay, so to copy this, what I do is just go up top, have it selected, in your upper toolbar here, hit copy, and then hit paste. And that'll give you another piece there. Okay, so there's my front of my card and the back, and I'm gonna have my card open left to right like a book. But I want to make sure before I do that, I want to make sure these are lined up correctly. And what I mean by that, let me just kind of take these off so I can show you. If I select this image here and I go to my edit window, which is where our sizes are, at the bottom of that is a button called position, or a spot called position. It has an X coordinate and a Y coordinate. What that means is the X coordinate and the Y coordinate is like telling you where it is on your mat. Okay, so if you want to match something up, you can follow those little coordinates. So this image here, okay, the one I have selected, is at an X coordinate of 8.99 and a Y coordinate of 1.34. Now the X coordinate would mean it would line up like this, up and down. The Y coordinate would be left to right. I want to take this card and put it up here so it'll line up left to right. So I'm going to follow the Y coordinate of this one. But I'm going to show you here, if I choose the X coordinate, if you can see here, the X coordinate is 8.99, okay? if I change this X coordinate over here to 8.99, you'll see what happens. I'm going to select on this guy, and you'll see his X coordinate is completely different. So I'm going to just select inside there and type in 8.99 and hit enter. What that did is it lined it up perfectly with this one, which is not the one I want. I want it to go this way perfectly so I can, we can fold the card. So if once again, I'm going to click on this guy, go to my edit window. The Y coordinate is 1.34, and the Y goes left to right. Okay, so if you were making a card that opens up left to right, you'd follow the Y coordinate. If you were making a card that opens up like a calendar, you'd follow the X coordinate. So our Y coordinate for this piece, and it varies depending on where you put it on your mat. If I put it over here, you can see the Y that changed. So right now my Y coordinate is at 0.74. I'm going to click on this guy and change his Y coordinate to 0.74. I'm going to get in there and highlight that. It's not letting me highlight it for some reason. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. There we go. Okay, 0.74, and then hit enter. Then you see it lines it up perfectly with the other shape. Okay. Now, when I make a shaped card, these two pieces here, they're going to be welded together. I'm going to want another piece of that card, of that shape, to go on top of that. So before I do anything here, I want to right click on this guy, or anyone, either shape, right click, or I'm sorry, select it, hit copy, and then hit paste. So now I have a third shape. Okay, this third shape is extra. I'm going to put it over there and just focus on these two. Now without moving these, just select on one of them, doesn't really matter which one. And then you use your arrow keys on your keyboard to kind of slide it over. This way we know we're staying in the right coordinate. Okay, we're going to line up perfectly. So just keep on going over until they touch. Now you can see they do touch there. If I were to weld them together, it'll be kind of wonky because only that top part is welded. So you want to keep on going until you have more of the card of the shapes connected. So keep on going. And I'm just using my arrow keys on my keyboard until I can see no more white. Okay, so now I'm good. Now I want to weld these two pieces together. And the reason I have my third piece over here is because when I fold this, we're going to lose part of this piece here. That little top part of the present, if I show you here on this card, this piece, that little round piece, we're going to lose that part when we fold it. That's why I want the extra piece so I can put it on top. Alright, so let's put that back over there. Now, like I said, we want to weld these together. Now, in this software, you cannot weld unless you ungroup. And we already ungrouped, but I want to just double check and make sure. So just click on your image, right click, and then you can see the ungroup is grayed out, which means we're not grouped together. Take this guy and right click, ungroup is gray, so it's not grouped. So we're good to go. Now what I want to do is select one of them with my left mouse button, hold down shift on my keyboard, leaving shift down, select the other guy, and now they're both in the same box. Now I go to my layers tab, which is up here on the upper right, select that, and then the top button right here is weld. So go ahead and select on weld, and then close that out. Now you can see what that did. It made these two images one image together. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn my machine on, and we're going to start working on this. So now this is one piece, this is the other piece, and this is one piece. So this will make our card base. We're going to fold that in half, put this piece on top, and then this piece will go on top of that. Okay? Let me go to hit go and see what our mat looks like. Okay, our mat is saying 3 mats. I don't want to do this in 3 mats. I'm going to go ahead and hit the X out of this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just change these to all be the same color. So up top you would go to sync. And then you can see here it tells us we have 2 on this mat and 1 on this one. So just take the green one or whatever one and just make them all be on the same mat. Okay, so now we have all blue. And now I'm going to go ahead and hit go again. Alright, now there it has our one cardstock base, which is going to be our base of our image on one mat. And then our second mat right here has our other image and that guy. Let me go back to mat 1. I'm going to take the cover off my mat. And I'm just going to put a piece of 8.5 by 11 white cardstock on my mat in the same direction this is going. So you can see this is going horizontally. It's going there a long way. So I'm going to go ahead and do that really quickly. Put my paper there. And like I said, I'm just making this card to make it. Oh, I'm sorry, I bumped the camera there. I'm making the card just to make. I'm not really going to decorate the card. Now we're going to select go on our machine here, on our software. And that load button will turn bold or be gray on you. Then you can load your mat. You can also load your mat prior to this screen as well. So give it a second to recognize. It says communication with Cricut has been interrupted. Not sure what that means. Let's go ahead and hit retry. Probably because I was already in the software before I had my machine turned on. So let's see if it recognizes it now. It does. See how the load went bold? So now I can go ahead and load my paper. I'm going to load my mat. Okay, then it says to put your dial to your thing. I have it on just regular cardstock on my custom dial there. That little button's blinking. Let's go ahead and hit go. And we're going to cut this piece out. And this is, like I said, is going to be our card base. Okay, that one's done. I can go ahead and hit the unload button. Take this out, and I can take this off the mat so I can show it to you what it looks like. Looks like that. I know it's kind of hard to see there. Okay, there's our piece there. Alright, now I'm going to take this white off the mat. Now if you go back and look at our screen here on our software, it says, or it looks like this. Let me zoom you guys back in there. It shows it looking like this, to where it has that and that. I want to move this. So what I'm going to do is hit the X on this one. It says please wait. I'm going to go ahead and hit go again. And I'm going to choose this mat. And what I'm going to do, this is our top piece. I'm going to cut this out in, I don't know, like a green color. And I'm going to move this guy over here. This way I can put them both, two different colors of cardstock on the same mat. So if you look at your mat preview here, you can see this little punch out that matches our mat that we have. That's at the 6-inch mark, so I know right there my mat is 6 inches. So I'm going to put a piece of cardstock here that's 6 by 6, and a piece over here about, I don't know, maybe 3.5 by 6. That way I have enough for this piece and this piece in two different colors. So let me go ahead and do that really quickly. So again, I'm using a green piece of cardstock for my top piece, and just a blue scrap piece for my bottom. Okay, so I'm putting that on my mat now. And then I'm going to hit go on this screen. So hit go. And it may come up recognizing the first mat first, and that's fine. We'll just hit next mat if that comes up. So it says please wait. I do like that you can move things around on, your virtual mat in the software. I do think that's a really good improvement. Alright, so it says cut preview. Now you can see this is our cut preview. It's going to cut this piece out. We don't want that to cut. So we're going to hit next mat down here, this little green button, next mat. It'll show us this mat. Okay, that's the one we want. So I'm going to go ahead and load my paper, or just make sure my paper is adhered. It says please wait. It now says load. I'm going to go ahead and load this into my machine. Hit load. Then bring you guys slowly back over here, or maybe not so slowly. Okay, then you can see how I have two different pieces of cardstock on my mat. I have my green and my blue. Hit go, and I'm hoping this green is right at 6 inches. It may be a tad bit too short, but we'll see. Oh, yeah, it's not long enough. So I'm gonna pause this by hitting pause. And on my screen it says cut pause. I'm gonna unload my mat, take this piece out, because you can see it clearly wasn't long enough here. So I'm going to just take this off and get another piece of cardstock really quickly. Hang on 1 second. So let me go to take this to my cutter and cut it. I have a piece of orange over here. I'll just use this orange piece. Okay, let me just squish this out of the way really quickly so you guys can see. Alright, so I'm taking my orange piece. I'm going to put this over here now. And then we're going to do the whole process again. Okay, open that back up. Now our screen just says the same thing. Mat preview. We're going to go ahead and load the mat. So we just like starting over without going where we were. So I'm going to hit this button here, the little go button, and it should cut out. So if you mess up during cutting, just hit that little pause button, and you can fix things before it cuts everything out. I had it sized to 6 inches, but I cut out a little larger than 6. Okay, that is finished. Let's go ahead and unload it. Okay, I'm going to put this up here. Close this so you guys can see. Alright, take this off my mat. So now we have the top part, and then we have the little bow part. Now the way the card goes together is you take this piece, your card base, okay, and I apologize for the lighting. You're going to fold it in half, lining up your edges, your sides here. So fold that in half, getting it lined up on the edge. I'm going to kind of just gently score it here with this little plastic thing I have. Okay, so now if you look at that, I'm going to put it against the screen so you guys can see. Okay, there's our card base. You can see how we lost part of that little round part because we welded it together. So that's why we cut out this piece for the top. So we can put this on, just glue it on top like that. Okay, just like that. So now it looks like a present. And then this piece, this blue piece, would get glued on top of that. And of course you would stamp or decorate it however you like. So that's our card front. And then if you look at the back, we do have extra sticking out over here. That's fine. You're not going to really see that. But then you can actually open up your card and then write inside your greeting. Now if you were using a white cardstock base or a colored cardstock base and you want to put a piece of cardstock in here to write on, I would just cut a square inside here. Just measure this with your ruler and just cut a piece of square cardstock for that. But there is the welded card. Really simple to do. And I recommend just going in there using scrap cardstock, playing with them X and Y coordinates until you figure out which way they go and how they work. But they're really easy. And then of course, like I said, you would decorate this card, however you want to decorate it. But there is a welded card using the Cricut Design Space and the Cricut Explorer. Any questions, guys, please let me know. And as always, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.